Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Surprise Thursday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with G.I. Joe Classified Series Crimson Guard. Let's get into it! Let's start things off with a look at the packaging. And here we have nice Cobra logo, number 50, little bit of a window here, and a hook. On the front, nice big window showcasing the figure and accessories. Warning, don't stick things in your pie hole that don't belong there, 4 and up. There's some artwork there, the Crimson Guard, G.I. Joe Classified Series Crimson Guard Hasbro print. On this side, artwork of the Crimson Guards at work. On this side, the file card. Number 50, G.I. Joe. On the back, that great second series of posters. It's the second poster in the series, I suppose. And which, if you guys noticed, if you've watched my Sergeant Slaughter Classified review, then you know this artwork no longer comes on the back of the packaging. Parents! GIJoe.com! Small print, fine print, legalese print includes Figuran 7 accessories. Warning! Attention! Achtung! Don't stick things in any language pie hole that don't belong there. Don't give it to the babies. Hasbro print. On the bottom, small print, fine print, legalese print, made in China print, symbols I'm not going to learn, and a barcode. That, my friends, is a look at the packaging. Let's take a look at the figure and his accessories and handy dandy tweezers. Let's start off with the accessories. Here he comes with a knife with a nice little fang Cobra snakehead type, at least. Pommel. And then a nice silver paint for the blade. And then here is his sidearm. Nicely detailed in black plastic. No paint apps. Here is his sword sheath. There's a peg on it right there that pegs into his backpack. Here is his sword, and as you notice on the pommel, it does carry that snake head motif right on down there. Nice silver paint for the blade, and nice molded details as well. Next up, we have his backpack, which is very, very similar to his original, the original Real American Hero Crimson Guard backpack. And then there's even some molded details on this side and a peg on the back where it ports into his back, and a peg here to hold his rifle. And then this port, I haven't quite figured out what that is for yet. Might be for this clip. And here's the magazine that goes into the rifle. Nice little details on it. And let's see if that's where it goes. No, not really. Well, I guess it could go like that, but it doesn't seem like, since it only came with one. That's where it would go. Where'd it go? Here it goes. And then here is his rifle, very M16 looking, with a bayonet on it, much like the original figure came with. Nice silver paint app on the bayonet. Everything else seems to be molded in color, and lots of nice molded details in there, as you can see. And then as far as the magazine, it just clips right in there. Well, let's take a look at the figure himself. And overall looks, I would have to say, this guy really, really looks a real American hero. As far as all the details and molding and stuff. Of course, it's a little bit more detailed than a 3 3/4 figure, but, you know, it takes me right back to that. The colors might be a little off, like I remember this being more silver than... This is kind of grayish. But he does have a lot of little paint apps. Silver here, across the visor, the mouthpiece. That, no paint there, that's just all molded in black. The silver trim around the collar, and it goes all the way around. And then the silver trim around the jacket, and boop, 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 all the little buttons. His symbol right here, the Cobra logo, the little Crimson Guard B there, and you know that line follows all the way down from the top of the jacket all the way down here to the crotch, and then there's buttons here. And then this is molded in this color, but it's slightly off from the rest of the reds in the uniform. If it is indeed red, I think it is. Hey, I'm colorblind. Don't make fun of handicapped people. There's also a silver stripe going down the leg, at least the upper part of the leg, and that's on both sides. And it just kind of stops right here. But it looks like where that outer layer of the pants stops as well. But this is molded in this color, which again is slightly off from this. If that is indeed red, it may not be. And then black on the boots, which is, that's the color it's molded in. Then it has some silver paint apps here for these buckles, which is a nice touch. And there's still some nice textured detail here on the back as well. And then nice molded details in the belt and the sheaths, and a little bit of molded detail here in the gun holster. Well, let's take a look at his articulation. He can look up that high, and he can look down that far. The head is on a ball, or the neck is on a ball at the base, and then there's a dumbbell up in the neck and the head, which does allow for some chicken neck. He's getting ready to go to Serpentor's house party, and then that gives him plenty of waggle. He can do the full exorcist. At the shoulder, comes out to approximately 90 degrees. Can do a full 360 degree rotation there. Cut at the upper bicep for another 360 degree rotation. Double hinged pinless elbow. It's always nice when they include that. Well, I say that on G.I. Joe, but I mean it for Marvel Legends. Oh, there's a nice little tampo right here. Silver triangle with the Cobra logo in it, and these two stripes on his sleeve, which I missed earlier. 360-degree rotation at the wrist, and it is on an up and down hinge. And he has trigger fingers on both hands, and they're both on up and down hinges. Although this one doesn't want to move very much. Now, he does have an ab crunch hinge here. Allows him to bend back that far and crunch forward to the position in which he will be puking after Serpentor's house party. There's like a dumbbell or a ball here at the waist. It does allow for all kinds of hula. It does allow for 360 degrees of rotation there at the waist, as well as a little bit of extra bend forward, a little bit of extra back bend, and he can lean over to either side. So there is that. At the hips, he does have that now classic G.I. Joe Classified Series pull down hinge. At least it's that for Hasbro. Can give you both full splits, and that's with the hinge engaged or pulled all the way down. He can kick forward that far. He can kick back that far with very little outswing. There is a cut here at the upper thigh that does allow for a full 360 degree rotation. Double hinge pinless knee gives you that much bend. And there is a cut at the upper shin, or a boot cut, if you will, that does allow for a full 360 degrees of rotation, and it does not loosen anything up. So I thought it might have loosened something up, but it didn't. So there is that. At the ankles, tilt down. Seems like it should go further than that. Tilts down that far. Tilts up just slightly. And forward facing pin for rocker. Now let's get back to the accessories. The pistol will go right into the holster, held in place by friction. Same deal with the knife. And once they're in there, they stay. They don't fall out. And the rifle, of course, the trigger guard pegs right over, or it ports right over this peg here. And it can go up. It can go down like this. Or you can spin it around the other way, either way. So he does have storage there, and it does port right into his back. Now, as far as the sword sheath goes, it can peg in right there on the backpack. So that's nice. Doesn't make much sense, but it also pegs into the belt, which makes a little more sense unless he's trying to draw his sidearm. And as far as the sword goes, it just slides right on in there. Easy peasy. And it stays. So that, my friends, is a look at the Crimson Guard and his accessories. It's time for my favorite part of a review, comparisons. And here we have Crimson Guard with his two bosses, Tomax and his mirror twin brother, Xamot. Here we have Crimson Guard with the Python Patrol Cobra Bat and the standard issue Cobra Bat. Here's the Crimson Guard with the Cobra Island Cobra Viper and the Python Patrol Cobra Viper. Here's Crimson Guard with the Cobra Alley Viper and the Cobra Officer. Here's Crimson Guard with the Cobra Island Cobra Trooper and Cobra Infantry. Here's Crimson Guard with the G.I. Joe Classified Series Hasbro Pulse exclusive Regal variant Cobra Commander, and to see how he starts lining up with or comparing to other lines from the Marvel Legends series, making his cameo appearance, we have Stan the Man Lee. Here's Crimson Guard with the Valaverse Action Force Scarab and Swarm Trooper with Swarm Gear. And for our final set of comparisons, here we have Crimson Guard with Star Wars The Black Series' Archive Edition 501st Legion Clone Trooper, and from McFarlane Toys we have the DC Multiverse 3 Jokers, the Joker, the Clown. For final thoughts on the G.I. Joe Classified Series Crimson Guard, I have to say, you know, the colors might not be exactly a Real American Hero classic red, but I do like this. I like the accessories. The backpack goes, I mean, it's straight out of a Real American Hero almost. And, you know, his rifle that really looks like an M16 with a bayonet on it. And, you know, that's what the original toys look like that I remember anyway. The only, I'm not even going to say it's an issue, just preference I would have had is if the braids around the shoulder were silver to match the rest of the uniform, which I know the retro one is like that, I think, to match the or the retro carded one, I guess I should say, to match the original paint scheme. But you know, it works and I'm fine with it. If I find one of the retro carded Crimson Guards, I may pick it up, I may not, I don't know. Seeing as how all the quote-unquote crimson stuff is going to match this particular color. And the retro carded one seems to be a bit brighter. But I don't know, if I see it in person, I might pick it up anyway, because I'm like that. Well, that does it for the review. I hope that you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews, or just help the channel out further, or both, that's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.